put your hands together as our dignitaries come to the stage. Kindly be seated. Good morning to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the two-day international conference on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, organized by the School of Arts and Humanities, St. Aloysius deemed to be University. The primary objective of this conference is to create a global platform for dialogue and knowledge exchange on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies as a foundation for sustainable development. It aims to bring together scholars, policymakers, and practitioners to critically examine contemporary challenges to peace, social justice, and inclusivity. The conference also seeks to encourage interdisciplinary perspectives, share best practices, and foster collaborative research and policy initiatives that contribute to sustainable and equitable societies. On behalf of the organizing team, it is my honor to extend a warm welcome to you all gathered here. I am Ayola De Mello, and I will be guiding you through the proceedings of this inaugural ceremony. Let us begin this auspicious program with an invocation prayer as the University Choir leads us by rendering the prayer song. Kindly rise.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. This place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways together if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for the living. Make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for the living. Make a better place for you and for me. Make a better place for you and for me.
We now request the convener, Mr. Alvin D'Souza, and the organizing secretary, Ms. Kavita B., along with student conveners, Mr. Gavin Vegas, to kindly escort the dignitaries, Mr. Darshan HV, our chief guest, Dr. Shanti D'Souza, our keynote speaker, Reverend Father Dionysius Vas SJ, Chancellor of St. Aloysius University, Reverend Dr. Melvin Dukuna, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, Chairperson of the conference, Dr. Charles Furtado, Director of Admin Block, and Dr. Lovina Lobo, Director of Maffei Block, onto the dais. Please give them a huge round of applause. I now call upon the convener of this conference, Mr. Alvin D'Souza, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, to graciously extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to the gathering, setting a befitting tone for the conference proceedings.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed delegates, scholars, faculty members, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure and a deep sense of honor to welcome you all to this two-day international conference on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 16, organized by the School of Arts and Humanities, St. Aloysius University, Mangaluru. In a world increasingly marked by conflict, exclusion, and inequality, the call for peace, justice, and strong institutions has been a more urgent. This conference is our collective academic response to that call, bringing together minds, experiences, and perspectives to reflect, question, and contribute meaningfully towards a more just and inclusive society. We are deeply honored to welcome our chief guest and inaugurator, Mr. Darshan H.V., IAS, the Honorable District Commissioner of Dakshina Kannada District. He is an IAS officer of 2016 batch and holds a bachelor's in Industrial Engineering and Management from JSS Academy of Technical Education in Bangalore. His previous postings include Assistant Commissioner Sagar Sub-Division, Shivamogga District, Commissioner of Kalburgi City Corporation, CEO of Kolar Jilla Panchayat Kolar, CEO of Belagavi Jilla Panchayat, Director of Department of Economics, IT and Biotechnology and Managing Director of Karnataka Innovation and Technology Society, Bengaluru, Additional Commissioner for Commercial Taxes Department of Bengaluru. By championing transparent process and agile project management, Darshan has earned a reputation as an officer who could bring policy, technology, and on-ground implementation. On June 17, 2025, the Karnataka state government announced a significant administrative reshuffle that named Mr. Darshan H.V. as the new Deputy Commissioner of Dakshina Kannada District. Sir, your presence today symbolizes the vital link between academic reflection and public governance, as SDG 16 specifically speaks directly to governance, justice, institution, and peace at the grassroots and administrative level. We are privileged to have you to inaugurate this conference. Welcome to you, sir. I request our Chancellor, Reverend Father Dionysius Was S.J., to give a green welcome to him. Thank you, Father. I extend a heartfelt welcome to the President of today's program, Reverend Father Dionysius Was S.J., the Provincial of the Karnataka Jesuit Province and the Chancellor of our St. Aloysius University. Father, your leadership constantly reminds us that education is not merely about knowledge, but about forming men and women who are committed to peace, justice, and the common good. Father, your visionary leadership rooted in justice, peace, and service continue to inspire our academic mission. A warm welcome to you, Father. A special and warm welcome to Dr. Shanti Marriott D'Souza, founder and president of Mantraya Institute of Strategic Studies, who will be delivering the keynote address later. We are truly honored to have a scholar and practitioner of your stature with us. We are eagerly looking forward for your insights which bridge scholarship, policy, and real-world impact in the pursuit of peace and inclusive development. Welcome to you, ma'am. I request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Melvin Dicona, to give a green welcome to ma'am. I also take this opportunity to welcome our distinguished university administrators present on the dais. Reverend Dr. Melvin Dicona, SJ, Pro Chancellor, Dr. Charles Furtado, Director of Administrative Block, Dr. Lovina Lobo, Director of Administrative Maffei Block. Your constant support strengthens the academic and research culture of our university. Welcome to you all. With great pleasure, I welcome Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, the chairperson of this conference and Dean of School of Arts and Humanities. Madam, this conference stands as a testimony to your academic leadership and commitment to meaningful scholarly engagement. Welcome to you, ma'am. I warmly welcome Ms. Devishri Shetty, the convener of the conference, the organized secretaries Dr. Roshan Montero and Ms. Kavita, whose dedicated efforts have made this international conference possible. My special welcome to our student conveners, Mr. Gavin Vegas and Ms. Prima Elvisha Pinto, whose leadership reflects the spirit of youth engagement in peace building. I also recognize the presence of Dr. Krishna Raj as well as Reverend Dr. Joachim Andrade in this audience. Welcome to you, sir. I also extend a cordial welcome to Dr. Sajimon, Associate Dean, Dr. Vidya Vinuta D'Souza, Assistant Dean, all the heads of the department, respected faculty members, non-teaching staff, and our committed student volunteers. Welcome to you all. A special welcome to our media personals who give a wide coverage for all our events. Welcome to you. A very warm welcome to all the paper presenters, researchers, scholars, participants from different institutions, invited guests, and all students. Well-wishers gathered here today and all those who have joined us through online platform. Your presence affirms the belief that peace is not built in isolation, but through dialogue, collaboration, and shared responsibility. Welcome to you all. Friends, this conference is not merely an academic event. It is a collaborative reflection on our shared responsibility to promote peace, justice, and inclusive societies, values that are central to sustainable development and deeply rooted in the ethos of St. Aloysius University. May these 2 days be filled with thoughtful deliberation, critical insights, and renewed commitment to build peaceful and inclusive societies. Once again, I welcome you all and wish this conference a very success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Chairperson Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, the Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities, to read out the concept note.
For the Chancellor, Honorable District Commissioner, dignitaries on the days, guest speakers, I recognize the presence of our school's mentor, Dr. Valerian Rodriguez, the faculty from different institutions, our well-wishers, advisory committee members. The School of Arts and Humanities of our university is happy to present to you the conference theme, Promoting a Peaceful and Inclusive Society, a deliberation on SDG 16. Steve Kelelia, a founder of the Institute for Economic and Peace, a global think tank, which analyzes the impact of peace and sustainability, who has coined the concept of peace industry, which estimates the value of peace to the world economy while uncovering the social structures and social attitude as scores of peaceful societies argues as to how we assume that war is in human nature, but in many ways, people and communities are making positive change. To explore this, these academic institutions have greater responsibility, we thought. The young minds need to strive to bring forth the culture of peace in the larger society. This conference is a commendable effort in this respect to provide a forum to deliberate on building effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions, enabling justice and peaceful means to promote quality of life. The conference has a keynote address by Shanti Marriott, who is a rich experience with Afghan women. The technical session will have Dr. Krishna Raj on peace economics, Dr. Andrade on geography of religion, Professor Wuta on challenges of human rights in the present political dispensation of the US government, Professor Alex on reducing violence in the present political turmoil, a panel on building effective institutions featuring institutional edge, where ADC of DK will also feature. The conference has attracted 82 papers, around 13 themes under access to justice, 12 themes under inclusive institutions, and 6 themes under artificial intelligence and inclusiveness. As I congratulate each one of the faculty of the school for their effort to bring forth their inclination for peace and place the question Gandhiji raised in 1926, if we make discoveries and inventions in phenomenal world, must we declare a bankruptcy in the spiritual domain? Must man always be brute force and man after, if at all? I recognize the presence of Captain John Prasad Menezes, who helped me to get Dr. Shanti here. May I request Mr. Gavin to lead us to the inaugural of this conference.
As we begin today's conference, let us all please stand and take a pledge of our Sustainable Development Goals 16. Please repeat after me. We, the students, faculty, and members of St. Aloysius, pledge our commitment to Sustainable Development Goal, peace, justice, and strong institutions. We commit to promoting peace, harmony, and global cooperation, rejecting violence, and upholding integrity, accountability, and respecting diversity and human rights. We pledge to engage in dialogue over division, act ethically as responsible global citizens, to contribute to inclusive and transparent institutions. With this pledge, we affirm our responsibility to building peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development. Thank you all. You may have a seat. I request the District Commissioner, Honorable District Commissioner, Mr. Darshan HS, and our President, Reverend Father Dionys Vaz SJ, to please come forward and sign this pledge as a historic moment. Thank you, sir. Darshan, sir, please sign.
Please keep the applause coming. Thank you to our dignitaries. Leadership is not merely about position, but about purpose, responsibility, and service to society. Our chief guest for today is a leader whose work embodies vision and commitment to public service. We request Mr. Darshan HV, Deputy Commissioner of Dakshina Kannada, to kindly deliver the inaugural address.
Very good morning, everyone. Our Reverend Father Dionysius was SJ, Chancellor, St. Aloysius University. All the respected and honorable dignitaries on stage, and my dear friends who are here today. Firstly, I would like to wish all of you a very happy and prosperous new year. Let this new year be to you and your family a very prosperous and joyous one. Let all your dreams come true. And I hope you'll get where you want to get this year. So, Happy New Year once again. Secondly, when I got the invite for this event, I was just thinking, how do I fit here as the Deputy Commissioner of the district? You know, so three key words there, if you can just look at it. So one is peaceful, second one is inclusive, and the third and the most important is sustainable development. So, peaceful, yes. Let this tree of harmony and tree of peace grow into a large tree in the coming years, and let all of us live under its shade so that we do not go away from the path of peace and harmony. That is something that our present generation today need to be taught, and that is something that we need to teach ourselves and also our friends and also our relatives and everybody. The second one, if you can see, is the inclusive society. So, the definition of inclusive society varies. I'm a political science student and I love history. So, what is inclusive society? Is it like where all religions come together and they live in harmony? Or is it, in terms of economic sense, where everybody gets a due share of their effort? Or is it something like, everybody gets whatever they want without any work? Or any other definition? Throughout history, throughout our economics and politics, people or leaders have tried to find some or the other definition for this inclusive society. And we are still trying to do it. And maybe tomorrow, all of you can actually help us improve that definition and actually implement that. And the third one is the sustainable development, which is very much essential in today's world. So let me briefly touch on all these three topics for a very brief moment. The first one is the peaceful. As the head of the district, one of my major role is to maintain peace and harmony in the district. No matter what, we are told to be neutral. We always try to be neutral. Our decisions are neutral so that everybody gets their due share of responsibilities and also opportunities. So our utmost work or role is to maintain peace and harmony, and on the foundation of peace and harmony there would be other development, and that is the second kind of development in terms of economics, also in terms of education, also in terms of health, and any other thing that requires for the rightful development of a human being. So my dear friends, no matter what you get or like how influenced you get by TV, news channels, social media, or any other things, always remember it is your duty to protect peace and harmony within yourself and also around you. That is something that as educational institutions we are teaching you all, and I hope in the coming future when you go out of this university you keep maintaining the same thing, just like the tree of peace and harmony. Secondly, on inclusive society, I just wanted to, since some of you or most of you are arts and other background, can anybody tell me throughout our history, whether Indian history or international or world history, which society or which period do you think is the most peaceful or inclusive society? Anybody? Any idea? I mean, the answer varies, of course. Many of us say it was during the time of Chanakya. Many of us say it was during time of, the great Roman Empire. The others say it was during any other empire. So anybody? Any wild guess? Yes, please. Do we have a mic, or you can just shout out? Yeah. The Prehistoric period. Can you elaborate a bit? Okay. Okay. Fine. That is something that we can look into. Anyone else? Yes, please. Sorry. COVID time. Well, funny and witty, but hope we don't get into those times again. Well, peace during disaster, yes. But I can tell you it was not peaceful for us. Where were you during COVID time? Where is your home? Calicut. Good. Anyone else? Any non-COVID period you can guess? Sorry? Japan? Present Japan? Throughout. Okay. Last one. Anybody? Any wild guess? All right. So, as of now, apart from the COVID period, I think I would vote for Japan, definitely, the present and the previous. Not sure about inclusive because 95% of Japanese, based on one, set of people that is there. And yes, of course, Japan is peaceful, harmonious, and one of the mainstream societies where we can look up to. But as I said, as a student of political science and history, we cannot definitely say that this is the best or this is the worst. But what I wanted to invoke in you is to think about what exactly do you think when it comes to harmony and peace, and especially inclusive. So think about it. That is where you need to find the answer to yourself. If you want to live in an inclusive society, what are the conditions that you would like to thrive upon, or what are the set or terms that you would like to be a part of, so that tomorrow you and your family and your friends and everyone can be a part of such developed and inclusive society. The last one I would like to touch upon is the sustainable development. My dear friends, if you think today, any again wild guess, which do you think is one of the most developed nations today? One of the most developed nations as of today? Again, the definition of development varies, but whatever you think. Or apart from India, where would you like to live? Sorry? Denmark, sure. Norway, Scandinavian countries, definitely, yes. Sorry? Finland, yes, one more Scandinavian countries. Anybody on US, UK, France? No? Very surprising for that, actually. Okay, the most common answer that we always get when somebody asks about the developed nations, apart from Scandinavian countries, is the US and UK. Well, considering UK with respect to industrial revolution, the Western world starts the modernity with respect to industrial revolution. And the US, of course, will not fall behind the industrial revolution once it reaches the North American continent. United States is one country that made complete use of its development, and also due to its isolationist policies, where it is covered in one way to Atlantic Ocean and the other one with the Pacific Ocean. So US actually made a lot of improvements with respect to or due to the industrial revolution. But my dear friends, it took tens of countries or the resources or the wealth of tens of countries to develop US. It took almost 60 countries' wealth to develop UK and to make UK what it is today. All we read in the history and other thing, what we use the term as plundering of wealth. So that is the kind of wealth that was transferred from the poor nations or the colonial powers, or colonial nations, which actually colonized the other nations. From there, the raw materials and other things used to go, and that actually, made UK and US and other colonial powers what they are today. But with respect to India, with a population of close to 130 crores, how many nations do you think we have to plunder to become what they have become? That is not possible. It is not possible, and that is not the way that India is trying to do also, and that will never work for us. And that's where the sustainable development comes. The development that initially started in the Western world was to use based on consumerism. We cannot go through that consumerism as a development strategy. It is the sustainable development that we actually need to do. Whatever we use, we need to make sure that 100% of it used and it is very economic friendly. So my dear friends, as the head of the corporation today also, I head the corporation, Mangalore Corporation. We see a lot of dirt on the road. We see a lot of plastics on the road. Whenever we go to any house to collect garbage or the waste from the houses, there is no segregation. All the wet waste and dry waste and medical waste are put into one bag. So it is a lot of issue with respect to this. So these kind of sustainable development initiatives, whether it is using green building, green vehicles, e-vehicles of course, and anything that will reduce the pollution in the near future, we need to join hands to make sure that the pollution is less, we can breathe fresh air, will not become one more Delhi tomorrow or in the near future, so that we maintain Mangalore as a city, Mangalore as a district, what it is today, free, fair and very fresh air covered by Western Ghats on one side and Arabian Sea on the second. So having said this, I wish all the best to all of you, and also a very big thanks to the keynote speaker and the panelists that are going to come here. So a lot more exchanges of ideas like this, especially with young minds, will actually develop us a lot. And it's an honor, Father, to be here today in front of all of you and share my ideas and also learn a lot of things from you. Thank you very much. And since I have one more event to attend, I would request your permission to leave now. So thank you very much. And it's always a pleasure to be here. Good day.
I would now like to request the president of this conference to give a memento to our chief guest. Thank you, sir, for aptly highlighting the theme of this conference. I now request the President, Reverend Father Dionysius Vas S.J., to release the conference proceedings. I request all the dignitaries to join him on stage. Please give them a huge round of applause. Thank you, dignitaries. A true visionary leader transforms ideas into purpose and purpose into lasting change. These words resonate with the president of this conference, Reverend Father Dionysius Vas S.J., Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University. May I now have the honor of inviting him to deliver the presidential address.
Mr. Darshan, the Deputy Commissioner, in his absence, Dr. Shanti M. D'Souza, the keynote speaker, Reverend Dr. Melvin Dicuna, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rose Veera, the chairperson of this conference, directors, conveners, deans, faculty, members of the staff, paper presenters, and my dear students. First of all, congratulations, and it's an honor to be part of this international conference at St. Aloysius deemed to be university, and I appreciate your answers to the Deputy Commissioner. You didn't say UK and USA, you said some Scandinavian countries, and you are also innovative with your COVID answer. We gather to deliberate on Sustainable Development Goals 16, peace, justice, and strong and inclusive institutions and societies. This goal is the normative heart of the 2030 agenda. It is the glue that holds all other goals of sustainable development. I would like to see hope this conference is going to be a time for critical thinking, for time to hear dissenting voices, time to hear creative innovations in this country. First of all, access to justice. Hope we will move from legal theory to lived reality. The UN reminds us that there is no peace without justice. In India, a constitutional promise of justice, social, economic, and political remains our guiding star. However, we must acknowledge that access to justice is often hindered by systemic barriers, high costs, language gaps, geographical distance. Look at our own country. I think there are two Indias, one for the rich and one for the poor. Look at the refugees and migrants moving from the north to the south. Look at the state of Karnataka. I am the provincial of Karnataka, and I know I have institutions in the south and institutions in the north of Karnataka. The south of Karnataka is rich, the north of Karnataka is terribly poor. Look at the gross enrollment ratio of students in higher education in south and in the north. The SEP has told you this. Proper access to justice means more than just having courts. It means having a legal system that is navigable for the poorer citizens. We must transition from a system of legal hurdles to one of legal empowerment, where every individual, regardless of background, feel protected by law. Second, building inclusive institutions. SDG 16 calls for inclusive institutions that are transparent, accountable, and representative. An institution is not inclusive if it only serves those with the loudest voices or deepest pockets. Many of our autonomous institutions like the Election Commission or the RBI or the ED, and even our lower courts are controlled by political parties. Inclusion requires a structural shift to ensure that Adivasis, Dalits, vulnerable communities, minorities, migrants, and women are not just beneficiaries of policy, but active participants in the design of governance. As Dr. B.R. Ambedkar reminded us, democracy is not merely a form of government, it is a mode of associated living. Our institution must reflect the lived diversity of our nation to maintain public trust. Thirdly, you have chosen a theme of AI and the frontier of inclusiveness. We are now entering an era where artificial intelligence mediates our relationship with justice and institutions. AI and inclusiveness must be treated as inseparable concepts. There's a lot of opportunity here. AI can revolutionize access to justice through automated legal aid, real-time translation of legal documents into regional languages, and the streamlining of backlogged court cases. It can make institutions more inclusive by removing human bias in the initial stages of welfare distribution. But the risk, conversely, if we are not careful, AI can become a black box that automates exclusion. Algorithmic bias can turn historical prejudices into digital certainties. If an algorithm is trained on biased data, it will produce biased justice. Fourth, a human-centric technological governance. We must insist that technological governance remains subordinate to constitutional morality. We do not want a coded hierarchy to replace our social one. Technology must have a human face. For AI to be a tool for SDG 16, it must be transparent, accountable, accessible. And therefore, our collective responsibility, and I'm very happy that this has been a collective conference with 83 papers, with number of themes, people coming from different places and presenting these papers. Universities like St. Aloysius are laboratories where this ethical future will be written. To the students and scholars, I wish to say, your task is to ensure that as we build faster algorithms, we also make a more compassionate society. I would like, my dream is St. Aloysius University begin departments and centers of public policy, development, and we have a law, which is very good, development, public policy, and peace and conflict studies. We hope this will be in the near future. It will not make you big money, but it will give a brand to your institution. Let us commit a future where technology does not just move us forward, but moves us closer together, where access to justice is universal, institutions are mirrors of our diversity, and AI serves as a bridge to a more inclusive India. Let me end with a story which I have said maybe earlier, I don't remember, but these are a new audience. There was a fire in the forest, and the fire caught blazing, you know those Western fires that blaze. Everyone was running, animals, human beings, running out of this forest. And the fire was going as wild as light. It was moving, you know how blazing fires go. But the small little sparrow was flying, into a small little pond, picking in its small little beak a little water and going back and throwing on the fire, sprinkling on the fire. And people asked, the bigger birds asked the small bird, what mad thing are you doing? Are you a mad bird? Everybody is running, human beings, animals, birds, and you are taking a small little, in your small beak, you're carrying a little water and trying to sprinkle on this forest fire. The sparrow had a very interesting thing to say. He said, in God's list, there are three types of people. Some who create fires, some who watch while fires are burning, and a very few people who try to put out fires. I want to be in that third list. I hope this seminar, conference, all of you belong to that third list, to put out the fires in our society, to put out the fires in our nation and the world. God bless you.
Thank you, Father, for your impactful message. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. I now invite the Organizing Secretary, Ms. Kavita B., Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, to propose the vote of thanks.
Distinguished dignitaries on the days, respected faculty members, delegates, researchers, students, and dear friends. Good morning to one and all. On the behalf of the School of Arts and Humanities, it is my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks for the inaugural session of the two-day international conference on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development. A conference that strongly aligns with the Sustainable Development Goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. At the outset, I express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Darshan, HV, IAS, for gracious accepting our invitation and for honoring this inaugural session with his esteemed presence. His insight addresses on inclusive governance, peace building, and institutional responsibility has truly set a meaningful and inspiring tone for this conference. In his absence, I thank Mr. Darshan. As a mark of our respect, we are deeply grateful to Reverend Father Dionysius was SJ, our respected Chancellor and the President of the conference, for his visionary leadership, constant encouragement, and unwavering commitment to promoting justice, peace, and academic excellence. Thank you, Father. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Reverend Father Dr. Melvin Dikunna, SJ, Pro Vice Chancellor, for his guidance, encouragement, and continued support towards academic initiatives that uphold the values, inclusivity, and strong institutions. Thank you, Father. A special word of thanks to Dr. Shanti M. D'Souza, keynote speaker, whose dedication towards peace building, social inclusion, and justice renovates strongly with the core objective of this conference and strong vision of SDG 16. Thank you, ma'am. Our sincere appreciation to Dr. Rosevira D'Souza, Dean, for her academic leadership commitment to fostering meaningful scholarly engagement through this international platform. Thank you, ma'am. We thankfully acknowledge Dr. Charles V. Furtado and Dr. Lovina Lobo, our directors, for their invaluable guidance, motivation, and steadfast support in making this conference a successful academic endeavor. Thank you, ma'am. A sincere appreciation to Mr. Alvin D'Souza, convener, Mr. Gavin Vegas, student convener, for their dedication, coordination, and reluctance efforts in organizing this conference with great commitment and efficiency. Thank you. I also extend our heartfelt thanks to all the eminent speakers, resource persons, paper presenters, delegates, and participants for enriching this conference with their valuable insights, scholarly contributions. Our gratitude also goes to the faculty members and also Dr. Shalini Ayyappa for the book of proceedings, Master of Ceremony Ayola, and organizers who worked behind the scenes to ensure the smooth conduct of this inaugural session. I also thank the media and also faculty members, and also conclude with a quote that beautifully reflects the spirit of gratitude and collective responsibility. Peace is not merely an absence of conflict, but presence of justice, dialogue, and strong institutions. Once again, thank you all for your gracious presence and cooperation. We look forward to 2 days of enriching discussions and collaborative learning towards strengthening peaceful, justice, and inclusive societies. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request our chairperson, Dr. Rose Vera, to present a token of appreciation to the President, Father Dionysius Vas S.J. As we now proceed with the keynote address, my request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats in the audience.